and welcome to this fortnight's video. I am so glad to be back because today's video is going to be something a little different and I haven't really done one before. So as you can tell by the title, I am doing the video Things That Annoy Me About People, and I think it is a good time for me to finally be able to get my aggression out somewhere. So if I get a little bit aggravated, I'm very sorry. There are some things that people do that I just get so annoyed about. Without further ado, let's see me get a little bit aggro. So the first thing I want to talk about is when I am walking to singing practice. I will walk up there and normally it'll be pretty fine, and then when I'm walking back it's normally pretty okay as well. But there are just those occasions, because where I live is quite a touristy town, there are tourists all around. When these tourists are around, they like to walk in huge groups. This doesn't bother me that they all like to stay in a huge group. What does bother me is, one, they all walk in a whole big group and they take up the whole entire path. So you cannot get through, physically you cannot get through. You have to wait until one of them moves over or sees you. And two is when they completely stop. They stop and they just look in the window of a shop or go, oh, should we go in there? And then one of them sees you and they just smile at you and don't move, and you're like, it's a thoroughfare. I want to get through. It's a path. It's not a zoo where you stop and look at animals. Another thing that annoys me is when you're walking along a footpath. And this happened to me a week ago, or a couple of weeks ago actually. I was walking back from my singing lesson and I wasn't on my phone. I was completely concentrating on where I was going. I was walking and then there was this woman in front of me and she just wasn't moving, and I was kind of trying to dart out of the road, like going this way, walking like into a display of the shop, and she just wouldn't move, and I was squished against her and this display in the shop, and I was like, seriously? You can't move? I mean, maybe I could have said excuse me, but she did see me coming, I saw her coming, I tried to get out of the way, but she was just not getting out of my way, which really kind of made me really angry. My next thing is when you are in a restaurant or a cafe or something to do with buying food. When you're waiting in line, and I know my mum gets really ticked off at this, but I try and keep it to myself because I don't want people to think, oh my god, what's wrong with her? When you're lining up to order your food, when you've been waiting for a little while and then they're like, oh, next person please, and then someone who's gotten there after you, or they've not been waiting there as long as you, they just dart in and order, and they've got the hugest order. If it was a small order, it's fine, but when it's this big huge ass order, you're like, oh, are you joking? First, you budge and you barge in to order before me, and second, you order almost everything on the whole entire menu. It's like, really? Really? Did you have to do that? Another thing is when people talk really loudly on the phone, or just in general. I know some people can't help it, but when you're on the phone, there was this one particular time I was on the bus and I had music in and it was up quite loud, not fully all the way, but quite loud, enough that I could block everything else out. And then someone had this phone call and I could hear every single word of their conversation, just that person, while listening to my music, and I was like, are you joking? Can you talk any quieter? Or when there are people sitting behind you on a bus or a train or wherever, and you can feel them like either kicking the seat, moving the seat. Normally I'm good enough, I ignore these things. I put headphones in and I ignore the world because I just can't deal with all that bull. I did rant a lot in that video. My dog looks like a mountain goat right now. She's just standing on the pile of bark outside in our backyard. I hope you guys have enjoyed my this video, which turned into a lot of a rant. I'm sorry if everything was kind of conjoined, but that's just the way I was going to put it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll leave the subscribe button somewhere on the screen. And I will see you guys in a fortnight's time with a brand new video. video. Bye guys!